we could be seeing $280,000 by the end of this cycle. We've been in this rally since the beginning of this year when Bitcoin was like 16,000, right? So I called it when we started going up above 20,000. I'm like, we're in the new cycle. We're in the next bull cycle. And people are like, what are you talking about? You know, we're still at 20,000. And I said that in like, you know, when we're like stuck at 26,000. I said that when we're in the 30,000. I'm like, we're in a new bull cycle, guys. We are in a new bull cycle. Just not at a parabolic stage yet, but we're definitely in a new cycle. Now I think people are starting to believe. People are recognizing that we are in a new cycle. Look at how exciting it is. And man, I can't wait. I can't wait until Bitcoin blows up and in a good way and gets into six figures. Once we break 100,000, all bets are off. Then does 280,000 seem so far-fetched? No, because that's only a 3x from there. Okay, right now, while we're under six figures, under 100,000, psychologically, it still seems like, you know, can we really hit six figures? Just wait until we actually break above 100,000, then all bets are off. Psychological levels broken. Then it's going to get real exciting, and that's going to come, guys. Right now, we are rallying like 2016. You know, history doesn't repeat, but they tend to rhyme. And right now, it's rhyming a lot like the 2016 cycle. You could see the top going to the bottom. We had a capitulation stage. Then we had a pretty good rally. And we're following 2016 into 2017. We started a year in 2017 at about $1,000. And then we shot up 20x to $20,000. We may start 2024 at 50,000. So obviously much higher, 50x higher than just 7 years ago. Just think about it. 50x higher from 7 years ago. Where were you 7 years ago? Probably in the same house, having the same job, hanging out with the kids, right? It wasn't that long ago, 7 years ago. You could have bought Bitcoin at $1,000, okay? But going into 2024, we may be at $50,000. Are we going to go up 20x and go to $1 million by the end of 2024? Probably not. Probably not. But we could certainly do another 2x, 3x, since we're having the halving event and spot Bitcoin ETF approvals and everything else in between. Qatar throwing $500 billion into the market. You got rate cuts coming up. You got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. So 2024 could be even better than 2023. So we'll see. But it's really rhyming. It's really, really rhyming right now. Yesterday I covered Jim Cramer and how his call on Mad Money led to 80, now probably 90% gain for Bitcoin. ECB also said that right at the bottom, right when Bitcoin fell to 16.4, they couldn't help themselves. Christine Lagarde, you know, kicking Bitcoin while it was down. Also saying how her son bought crypto and he's down majorly, right? Well, if he's been DCAing, like I've been saying, he's well into the green. Today, when I show you guys my DCA portfolio, it's going to be well in the green today. So maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. She was just cherry picking. But she and the ECB, they do not like Bitcoin because most central banks do not like Bitcoin. It threatens them. But since they claimed that Bitcoin was at its last gasp at 16.4, Bitcoin is now up 170%. So no wonder people are distrusting these central banks and governments, right? Like, can you actually really listen to what they're saying? Seems like they're just trying to keep everyone poor. That's their mission, to try to keep everyone poor. From understanding that money is basically a big giant Ponzi scheme and that you should use it to buy assets that appreciate like Bitcoin. No, they don't want you to do that. They want you to keep earning money, storing it in your bank account where you get zero interest, and the banks get to leverage that money 10 to 1. That's what they want. They don't want you to actually spend it on assets. Just know that that's how central banks work. You got a lot of other bullish things going on. Japan, who has a really, really strict tax code on crypto, now is thinking that they need to end that for corporations that are holding crypto. Actually, they're getting taxed on unrealized gains. Even if these companies are not selling, they have to pay unrealized gains. But, well, you know what? Japan's like, yeah, maybe that's a bad idea because these guys are just holding it overseas. Let's make sure they hold it here. So they're going to remove tax. That's going to be awesome. Japan, plenty of money. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. You got Swiss City Lugano now accepting Bitcoin, and not only that, Tether for taxes. So those are good news around the world. Michael Saylor tweeted out this yesterday, and I retweeted it. One day, we will all brag about buying 5-figure Bitcoin. But I could go further, and I could say I bought Bitcoin in 4 figures. Actually, I could go a little further than that. I bought Bitcoin in 3 figures. So take that, Michael Saylor. But any of you guys that bought Bitcoin when it was, above 10,000, you will be one day bragging, because once Bitcoin breaks above into 6 figures, yeah, all your friends and family that sat on the sidelines kept saying no, 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 no. They're going to ask you to retell the tales of 2022 and 2018 and 2014, which, less than 10 years ago, right? It wasn't like 50 years ago. It was actually it wasn't that long ago, right? And you'll be able to recant your tales, how you watched me tell you to hold on, and that's what you did. And those of you guys that did survive crypto winter and has been holding and has been DCAing, well, you should be in profit. According to Plan B, 91% of all holders of Bitcoin are in profit. 91%. Mostly probably because people have been DCAing. That's the power of DCA. You don't need to wait until we get back to top to be in profit. If you DCA along the way, which is dollar cost averaging, you bring your overall cost average down, well, then by the time we get back up, you're in the green. That's what most of you guys have been doing, and that's why you're winning. It's quite that simple. I mean, it's the surest strategy ever created by mankind, and it's shocking how many people don't follow it. You just DCA. That's all you need to do, really. And you'll win every single time. Well, at least when it comes to Bitcoin. There are other projects. If you DCA, you could DCA into the ground because they don't have the foundation like Bitcoin does. But, you get my point.